Alrighty then, let's get this started. Hey guys, welcome to day one of the beginning. Today we're going to talk about budgeting because budgeting is so fun and everybody loves to do it. I remember the very first budget book that I got. It was this nice leather-bound thing. It had all these wonderful categories, and I thought to myself, I am going to get my money straight because I don't know where any of it's going and I don't have a plan, and this book is going to help me. So I remember I opened up the book and I looked at it, and it had things like, how much is your mortgage? Put all of the things that you spend money on into these really neat categories. You know, how much is your mortgage? How much do you spend on food? How much do you spend on rent? How much do you spend on car insurance? How much do you spend on boat insurance? And I was looking at this stuff and I realized that 90% of these categories didn't even apply to me at all. And so as I went through, leaving most of it blank, I came to the end of the budget and I realized that the categories in the budget didn't account for my actual spending at all. So I ended up having like, $400 in rent and $60 in the electric bill and then $580 in other, because they hadn't accounted for the fact that I play video games and I have a video game budget, or that I have bills for old credit card debts or something like that. So the budget itself, I finally got so frustrated with it because it was useless. And I took the beautiful leather-bound book that I had just spent like $20 on and I threw it directly into the dumpster in frustration, and I did something else. And what I did was I just started tracking how much came in and how much went out. Because it's not really so much about creating this neurotic plan about like how much am I going to spend on any given thing in any given moment. It's about just being aware of where you are, of what you're spending your money on. Not so that you can beat yourself up about it, but so that you can cultivate an awareness of what are my priorities in life. If you're spending $600 a month at the bar, then you can know that your priorities in life are enjoying a good time or being drunk, whatever. If you're spending $250 a month in unpaid library fines, then you know that you probably should get your act together and return your library books. It's about awareness. It's not about being rigid. Rigidity just kills financial creativity. So when I work with my finances, I'm really all about just having a knowledge of where stuff's going rather than trying to make a plan about where stuff's going to be going. I just want to know about it. So the exercise for today is to start tracking all the money that comes in and all the money that goes out. All the money in, all the money out. And it's really easy to do, and you don't need a form to do it. All you really need is something to write on and something to write with. That's it. Starting today, anything that comes into your pocket, you just write it down. The date, the amount, and what it is. That's it. The date, the amount, and what it is. And don't sweat it if you don't get it all or if you forget something. Once again, this is not about being neurotic. This is about being aware. This is about being aware that you found 25 cents on the ground, because most people just put that in their pocket and it goes into a slush fund. Most people's paycheck just goes into a slush fund. It just goes into their checking account, and then from there, who knows where it goes? I earned it. I know that I earned it, but I don't know where it went. So every time that money comes in, and I don't care if it's a penny that you found on the ground or if it's $1 million that you win in the lottery, it's important. Just write it down. It's not important to write it down to the exact penny. So if you think that your paycheck was around about $800, write around about $800 if you don't know the exact amount. Because you're not trying to be an accountant here, you're just trying to be aware of what your financial picture looks like. My wife is an artist, and when she draws a picture, she doesn't start with the fiddly little details. She starts by just painting and putting huge swaths of color on the canvas. And later on, she focuses on the details. But for now, for the very beginning, she focuses on just getting color on the page so that she knows what color her painting is going to be. That's what I want you to do with your finances. I know for a fact that most people have zero knowledge, zero, of what's going on with their money. And so anything that you do is going to be better than the nothing that you're currently doing. So anytime money comes in, just write it down. Write it down on a piece of paper. And I want you to carry this piece of paper with you all during the month. So what if your credit card tracks your expenses? So what if your debit card tracks your expenses? All the money that comes in and all the money that goes out. And all I care about is the date, the amount, and the type. That's it. Because this is going to give you a really great financial picture of how you earn your money and how you spend your money. And we're going to do it over a month so that you can kind of see what happens over the period of a month. Once again, there's no reason for you to be neurotic about this. If you forget a day, it's okay. If you forget for a week, it's okay. You still have a better knowledge of what's happening. This really promotes financial discipline and financial awareness. Every wealthy person that I know is very disciplined with their money and they're very aware about where it's going. And every poor person I know has no clue. They earn the money and then it goes out to bills and stuff and they have no concept of where it went. So for the first day, all you need is something to write with, something to write on, carry it with you all the time, and write down every time that money comes in, how much, and what type of money is it. And every time that money goes out, how much, and what did you spend it on. It's that simple. All right, see you guys tomorrow.